Good morning. We're going to show you what a day in the Mitchell life is like. Let's begin. We start by taking the dog on a walk. I woke up late today because I was tired. So it's 10 till 7, and we've got to take the dog for a walk before we go to the city. So we walk down this road here. Path goes to another village, and it's just a nice, quiet path that Corns and I like to go on. We can enjoy the view of the mountains and some quiet time. Oftentimes pray during this time, or call my family and talk to them. So it's just a nice, quiet walk in the morning and the evening. We get to the point where there's some sheep. Usually, this is where we turn around, where the sheep are. I'll go closer though, because, well, sheep are cool and cute, right? We'll say good morning to the sheep. Good morning, sheep. I will see you tomorrow. Oh, I see. They like us. And we turn around and go back. So I didn't keep the video going the whole way, since we usually walk for about 20 minutes. So this thing here, you have pavement, nothing, pavement. They call it a tire path. Now, they'll shortcut it and call it a tar path, but it's tire path. Way to pave it, but not have to use so much cement. And of course, we have some little spots here and there that aren't paved at all. But this is a beautiful walk. Beautiful pine trees, and it's quiet. We go this way because there's no houses from where I started walking downhill until there's one little house up the way a little bit, and that's it. So it's nice and peaceful, and nobody has to be scared of my dog. My dog is nice. Aren't you a good boy, Corngy? Yeah, you're a good boy. He's bigger than most of the dogs here, and he looks mean, I guess. And so people are afraid of him. So I like to go in the way that nobody will see him. And now we walk back up the hill. We walk back up the hill now, and Corn's tangled me. Get our nice morning workout for me and him, and then we're gonna get ready and go to the city. Walking back up is much harder, obviously. I don't know if you can really tell how steep the road is. It is rather steep, and so I'll be huffing and puffing when I get to the top, for a couple of reasons. One is the steepness of the road, and the other is we just moved from a place of lower elevation to this place of higher elevation. So I'm hoping after a few weeks, I'll get more used to the regular, thinner air. It's not a huge difference, but it's enough to affect you a little bit. So it's really a nice walk. Have to step aside for the motorcycles that come up and down. Doing the tire path makes it convenient for the motorcycles. They use it as two different lanes, but this is a two-way road. You might not think so, but there's times when a car is coming down and a car is going up at the same time, and they have to maneuver and try to figure out who's going to go first and who's gonna step aside. So that's always rather exciting.
Still walking.
Finishing the walk is the hardest part. This last bit is the absolute steepest, which is why it's not just a tire path, but an actual fully paved one. So we get up here to the fork in the road and walk down to the house, and we'll move forward onto the town.
Okay, and let me show you what we do to get ready for the day. This is our bathroom. This is our hot water heater. So when we're ready to bathe, now we don't actually take a bath like you guys would call it bath in the US, but it's bathing. So we fill our pot with water, we turn on our stove, we wait for it to boil, we add the hot water to this bucket, and then add cold water from that bucket to that bucket, and take this ladle-y looking thing and ladle it over our heads to give us a thorough washing. Okay, so now we are going to go to the city, so we need to go to the car.
So that was some of Ingrid's family. They came over that morning to borrow some butter, make some cookies. So we have to walk down here to where the car is parked. Sometimes we can park right in front of the house, but sometimes we can't. This is a narrow road here, and because of how the posts are, we can't have two-way traffic, so I got to park all the way down here sometimes. And this is where we would park to go to the church also. So we go there quite often.
Okay, we are in the car. There's Uriel in the back seat. Uriel, say hi.
Hi.
And we are off to, first, the barangay hall, which is like the office of the alderman. Oh yeah, and Corngy's here too. The doggy is here too. He's gonna go to the house we just moved from because he needs a bath, and his shampoo is there, and we have a lot of water there. Anyway, we're gonna go to the alderman's office. It's called the barangay hall. And I need to get a pass so that I'm allowed to go to the city. And then I'll drop off Ingrid, Uriel, and the dog at our old house, and they're gonna finish packing some things and clean up some stuff. I will continue to the city to renew my passport, get an NBI clearance. It's a very thorough background check here, and a few other things that I'll have to do. So you'll see when we get there. I'm going to take you through the city and show you what a trip to the city looks like. Here we go.
And we're off, leaving our village, going down first to Banau, as I said, to drop off Ingrid and Uriel and the dog, and then I will continue to the city. It's about an hour to where I drop them off, and then another hour from there to where the city is. So it's a long drive. When we decide to go to town, it's not just around the corner. We try to, as much as possible, plan out everything we want to do so we don't waste the trip, and so that we can save on fuel and time in general, because a round trip just driving is 4 hours to and from the city. So going to town it's an all-day event for us, and we try to do it only once a week if possible. We want to stretch that to once every 2 weeks. I just don't know if we're going to be able to do that or not. We'll wait and see. So I dropped off the family already, and we're moving forward, going to the city. We're right on the outskirts of the city now, and there's the first checkpoint. They usually don't stop us there, but sometimes they do. So as I mentioned a minute ago, we had to stop at the alderman's office to get papers to go to the city. You're required to get these documents to make sure they know where you're going and who's where, and all of that for contact tracing and whatnot. We're going to come to the main checkpoint here pretty soon, and though they're wearing camouflage, they're police. It's not a military checkpoint. They just want to see the papers, want to know where we're from, where we're going, and so I'll let you see what that's like. It's not usually that bad. Sometimes they just wave me through because my car is a little bit noticeable, and they generally know who I am. But sometimes they don't, and so sometimes I get stopped.
from Umbuklao, Bogod,
Buklaw. We're going?
to immigration office. Thank you, Paul.
So that checkpoint wasn't that bad. Sometimes they take the papers and keep them because you're not supposed to reuse them, but he just wanted to see where I'm from. There's a town near us that had a lot of COVID positive people come all of a sudden, a big outbreak. And so they've been really restricting anyone from that town to come into the city. Oh, excuse me, horse. And you couldn't see it, but there was another horse there. You never know what you're going to encounter when you're driving in the Philippines. Um, so I know that for Americans, the idea of checkpoints is rather strange and like maybe even goes against our ideas or whatever. But they're not a big deal here. They're relatively common and they're really useful here. The way that they do things, and they're normal. So it's not an imposition here. Now I'm not saying that I hope anything's going to happen. I don't mean it to be political. I just wanted you guys to know that it's not an unusual thing. Even pre-pandemic, checkpoints were relatively common. A lot of it has to do with the way that their police system works. They don't have the centralized computers like we have in the U.S., and so this is a good way to catch people that are driving without a driver's license, motorcyclists without a helmet, cars not being registered, um, and a variety of other things. So it's just the way they do things here. So, and as you can see, uh, it's no big deal here just to stop in the middle of the road. And so there's been a lot of times that I've had to go around them, even though it has a solid yellow line. Those don't really mean anything. Uh, and traffic laws and signs are really just suggestions. Uh, Culturally speaking, obviously they are law, but when you have a society that doesn't see them as laws, they see them as suggestions. It's becomes a suggestion. Um, so this car I'm following, it's called a jeepney. It's this one in particular is not one of them that I'm going to tell you about, but it's a jeepney, and they use these ones as public transportation, like a city bus or something like that. You fit a bunch of people in there, and you just tell the driver when you want them to stop. It's an interesting vehicle. Uh, they designed them after the World War II Jeeps and just made them bigger, and they are a icon in a way of the Philippines. It's like a symbol of the Philippines is the jeepney. So, all right, we're almost to the immigration office. Tight turn. Okay, and let's see what's going to happen next.
So, first stop today in town is immigration. Got to renew my visa. This is a regular process for missionaries, and it's annoying, and we all hate it. But it's what we got to do. I'm in the process of switching my visa from a Balikbayan visa to a permanent resident visa. And there's a lot of requirements, and one of them was to get a specific police clearance that I talked to you about before, but I don't have it yet. I got to go pick that up later, and then I got to get affidavits, and I got to get all these other paperworks. So in the meantime, I'm just going to renew my Balikbayan visa until we get all the things we need for pushing forward for my different visa status. So I'm not going to take you guys in there and film what happens in there. I don't think it's allowed. So we'll see what happens next. Well, bad news. What I needed to do, I couldn't do. The last time I came, they didn't have stickers for their to put in my passport, the stamps, and so they just gave me my receipt, and they said it's just on your receipt. You need to bring it. And I thought I left it in my passport, and I guess I didn't leave it in my passport. So no visa renewal today.
And we are off again. Gotta turn around, and now we're gonna go park at the mall, and then I walk everywhere else I need to go. In this city, parking is a huge problem. So generally, we go to town. If I need to go to immigration, I go to immigration first, and then we will go to the mall and park in the parking lot there, and then walk everywhere else we need to go. Or if it's really far, we'll take a taxi. The other parking places in town are limited in how long you can be there. So it's all paid parking, At the mall, you pay 50 pesos, which is just over $1, to park there, and you can stay there all day. Any other place, it's 50 pesos for the first 2 hours, and then another 50 pesos for like every hour after that. And those ones have very limited parking spaces. That's why they do it by hour, so you don't stay there for too long. But as I said, it's a 2 hour each way trip for us. So when we go for the whole day, and we try to get as much done as we can. So we always park at the mall. It's SM is the name of the mall. It stands for Super Malls. And so heading there, and sometimes it's full by the time I get there because they have limited parking as well. Sometimes I can get in right away. So yeah. And traffic is not fun. They have these weird roundabout things that aren't really meant to be a roundabout. They just turned it into a roundabout for this spot in particular. And yeah, oh yay, there's parking. So we go in, and we get close up. They check underneath the car. They write a ticket with my license plate on it so that I'll pay it, and they make sure that no one's stealing someone else's car. And down we go to find some better parking. And it's interesting. I don't know if you can see the little red and green lights. It's going really fast. If it's red, it means the parking space is taken. If it's green, it means it's available. So that way you can be on one side of the parking lot and really see what's going on.
On the way here, we passed the place where I'm getting my background check picked up, and I realized that I'm an idiot. And I forgot that in order to go to those types of government offices, you not only have to wear long pants, I'm wearing shorts because it's hot, you also have to wear at least a collared t-shirt. They call it a collared t-shirt here. In the US, we call it a polo. I am not wearing one of those, and I'm not wearing long pants. And I have to come tomorrow anyway because I messed up things for my visa. So I'm not gonna go and buy new pants and a new shirt like I did last time. I'm just gonna have to do it tomorrow. So it looks like I'm doing other things today, which is fine. There's other things we gotta get done. This sucks though.
So we're going to walk into the mall, and when we get to the first part, we have to fill out contact tracing information. You got to fill out these papers giving background of where you're from and all that. And then the guard checks inside your bag and gives you a quick pat down to make sure you're not packing anything.
So we are here, and we are on the escalator going up into the mall. You see these little footprint things of where you're supposed to stand. And so have to be 2 steps away from everybody else. Here's the food court. And here, you have to have a face shield and a face mask, a combination of both. A little bit different than what you guys have in the US and other parts of the world, I think. But yeah, I'm gonna get some breakfast. I don't know where I'm gonna eat yet. But I'm gonna get something. So it's just these arrows for where you're allowed to walk and where you're not allowed to walk, to keep people further away from each other. And once we get into the mall, there's still some places that make you fill out more contact tracing information to make sure that they can keep in contact with you. So like there, as you see, that's how that one is. So yeah, I'm gonna get some food, and then we're gonna head down to the market.
Sorry about the sound quality on that one. I guess I wasn't anticipating how much the mask was going to muffle what I was saying, so I hope you could hear me during that one. So anyway, here what we're going to do is we're walking down from the mall, down this main road. This is like the downtown area of the city, and it's down. It's on a mountainside, so we're going to be walking down quite a bit. And we go down all the way to the bottom of this road, and that is where the city market is. So we go down to the market to get our vegetables and whatnot there. There's a wider variety, and it's fresher, and it's cheaper. So now I crossed the street there for 2 reasons. One, I normally would cross anyway, but the way, if you can look on the ground, you see the arrows going down. The way that the city has it is that on this side of the sidewalk, or of the street, is for walking down down the road, and the other sidewalk is for walking up the road. You can't go against traffic here. I mean, you'll see some that do, but for the most part, you're not allowed to. And that's one that they do generally enforce. And as you see, there's a lot of people here. It's a very crowded city, which is why I can understand why they really want to make sure that the masks and face shields and trying to do what they're doing the best they can with their limited resources. But it's just really so crowded. And you've seen a couple people in camouflage. Again, those are police, not military, but they're making sure people are wearing their masks. They're making sure that people are not going in the wrong direction, and just general peacekeeping and traffic enforcement. Sometimes the cars don't listen and stop when you're supposed to. So we go on this overpass, sidewalk overpass type thing, to cross over this traffic to get to where the city market is. And so here's the market. This section of the market is the souvenir-y, touristy section. You're going to see some vegetables up here on the right in just a second, but these ones are really expensive because this is the tourist section of the market. Getting little trinkets and whatnot. The people that actually live there don't shop there. We go back here. Here's the rice area. On the other side of the rice area, we're going to get to this area where the fresh produce that are more reasonably priced.
Now we're back where the cheaper vegetables are, because the rent over here is not overly extravagant. Okay, now we head back to the car after getting a nice heavy bag of vegetables. You might not think it was expensive, but it's expensive comparatively. So we got 4 pounds of potatoes, about a pound of spinach, and a pound of celery, and of leeks, and a pound and a half or 2 pounds of tomatoes, sorry, and some calamansi. It's like a lime, except really, really tiny. And all of that was about $8. So that's a lot. Click here. So now is the not so fun part of now with this heavy bag to walk back up the hill and get it into the car. So I'm gonna put you guys down and I'll pick you up again later when we're gonna do the next phase of our trip to the city. So today was a complete waste of time. Sadly, that does happen from time to time when we come to the city. We never know what's in stock and what's not, and we never know what's available and what's not, and sadly, I sometimes forget that wardrobes actually matter. So, 3 reasons for coming: immigration, background check, printer. Couldn't do the immigration because I didn't have the receipt. Couldn't pick up my background check because I didn't have long pants and a polo shirt. And couldn't get the printer because they were sold out. So, frustrating day for me. In any case, I was able to get a few things we needed done. I was able to get the vegetables we needed, stop at the grocery store as well. But that was pretty much all I could do. So I gotta come again tomorrow anyway, so that kind of stinks. But I don't think you guys need to see the road trip on the way back. So this will be it for this video. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment if you want. And until next time, this has been Missionary Mitchell, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.